Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. Today is 11/11, November 11th. Actually Veterans Day today. Happy Veterans Day to everybody. Today I want to talk a little bit about the NASDAQ, and then I want to talk about how to profit from the coming real estate crash. All right, let's get right into it. Let's go to this chart of the NASDAQ, the QQQ. Now what we got here is a very strong up move. Look at this. I mean, during the pandemic, wow, the NASDAQ is probably one of the most strong indexes. More than the SPY, more than the Dow Jones. The reason is it had all those stay-at-home stocks. Things like Zoom, things like DocuSign, things like Google, Apple. But what's happening right now with the NASDAQ? All right, let's take a look. You got this 50-day moving average, and it's moving up, moving up. Now, we violated it here. We went from 305, which was on the QQQs, which was the high, and we came all the way down to about 260. Okay, that's a big little down move, but we rallied right back. But now we come down and violated it again, down to 265. Now what's interesting about that is it's a higher low, so maybe we're still trending upwards. But what I don't like here is that the 50-day moving average is starting to slope downward. All right, so right now we're having a big up day in the NASDAQ today, up about 150 points. But if we violate this 50-day moving average again, I think we're going to break lower. I think we're going to break down to the 200-day, which on the QQQs is all the way down to 245. Now that's a big drop from, we're at 290 now, down to 245. Big drop. Could happen. Maybe we get the stimulus package just passed right through and we rally on up. But now, what I've been talking about in a lot of my videos is the real estate market. Now, a lot of you know I'm not too optimistic on the real estate market right now. The reason being, well, think about it. We have prices at record highs. We have inventory at record lows, interest rates at record lows. Is there really a lot of upside? Can they drop interest rates more? Can they pay you to buy a home? I suppose they could, but I don't think they will. So there's not a lot of upside that I see right now. Right now I've got 3 houses sitting vacant on my street. Now granted, those are up around the $2 million range, but they're sitting vacant. They're not having offers. I live next to... well, not next door to Apple Computer, but you could walk to the Apple Computer campus from my house. You could do it. And a lot of Apple Computer people buy these homes. They snap them up in a week. But these have been sitting there a couple months now. 3 of them vacant. That's not normal. But so I see a real estate market with a lot of downside coming. But Zillow Group, if you don't know what Zillow is, you can go on Zillow and get the price of your home. You can look up any house on Zillow and see what it's worth. Well, how Zillow makes money, they have a very interesting business model. They put up what's called an instant quote. You can get an instant quote from them. If you want to get a cash buyer for your house, go to Zillow, type in your address and say, I want a quote. And now what they're going to do is they're going to give you a quote. Let's say your home's worth, I don't know, let's say it's worth $500,000. Okay. They're going to give you a quote of about $300,000. It's actually about 30% less is where their quotes come in at. So maybe they give you $350 or whatever. But most people don't take their quote. Maybe 1 out of 100. And you know what's interesting? When someone does take their quote, Zillow actually ends up losing money by the time they fix up the house, remarket it, and put it on the market, which is kind of funny. How do you lose money when you're paying 30% below market? But they don't care if you take their quote. What they want is your address, your information, so that they can sell that to other real estate agents, and other real estate agents pay for your name and pay for your address, and those real estate agents come and hound you and market to you, going, hey, I heard you want to sell your house. Okay, yeah. So they sell these leads, they're called in the business, leads, for $200, $300, $400 to other agents they sell them to multiple agents. So you're going to get a lot of agents calling you after you get your instant quote from Zillow. But this is all beside the point. Zillow is having a strong run-up. Now, a good place to have shorted it would have been up here at 120, and it dropped below 100. Now I'm hoping it gets back up there to 120 because I want to short this one. I think that real estate agents, they're not going to have money to be buying those leads. They're just not. When the market turns down, it turns down fast. It's kind of vicious. Now, in certain areas, markets are still booming. Real estate is very geographically located. Like certain areas do well, while other areas don't do well. But I think that you could, if Zillow gets up back to 120 or even 115, I'd kind of consider shorting it, buying puts on it. Now let's take a look at Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers is a home builder. They're a big builder, and they build homes. And you can tell that they had the same run up that Zillow has, but it's starting to break down. Broke down, got back up to the 50-day, broke down again. But they just announced earnings 2 days ago, and the earnings were good because during this pandemic, we've been selling houses like crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you get 30 million people out of work, and everyone all of a sudden wants to buy a home. Kind of funny, isn't it? I don't think it's going to last. I really don't. So where I want to see this, actually, what I did, I put some puts on Toll actually today, and it could get up here, back up to this 46 level. We're at 44.66 right here, and it could get up to this 46 level. If it breaks above it, I got to take the puts off. I was wrong. But I'm going to take a shot here. I'm going to take a shot. I think this has a lot of downside to it. I think it can drop down to 36 like that. I bought them out to the end of December, like December 24th or something. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm taking a shot. I'm taking a shot on the downside. I'm buying puts on Toll, T-O-L. The other one I bought puts on today is Lennar, L-E-N. Lennar's another home builder. Now, these are my friends. I make money when I sell these homes. I'm a real estate broker, and when I go sell a new home, it's the easiest thing you've ever done. If you know someone who wants to buy one of these new homes, all you do is you go introduce them, and you get paid just for introducing them. You don't have to do the work. Yeah, they pay you 2-3% depending on the development, but 3% around here. I just did one just recently. It was $800,000. I got 2% on for doing nothing. That guy called me up and said, "Hey, I want to buy one of these homes." I go, "Great, let me take you over there." I took him over there, and $16,000. I mean, I don't even think I put an hour's work into that. That's crazy, right? But anyways, these home builders, they want you to bring them buyers because they got to sell their homes. I don't think they're going to be selling that well anymore. I really don't. I think that's where we see this downside pressure. And it gets back up there to that 50-day and comes back down. Oh, we had that good earnings bounce, so I'm back in the short side. I'm buying puts. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just a stock market gambler. This thing can get it back up to that 50-day, and that'd be a really good place. That's probably where I'll add to my puts. I just bought a couple of them. But when it gets up to the 50-day, I might add some to them. Now, if it gets through the 50-day, I'm out because we're going higher. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm betting to the downside. I'm betting to the downside on Toll, on Lennar. These are home builders. I'm betting to the downside. I'm buying puts. Now, this is what I do. I look at charts. And I love to look at charts because charts, they can tell you the whole story. There's some secrets in charts. You can learn about the RSI, the MACD. You can learn about how these moving averages, how they bounce off of them. I'm a chartologist. It's what I do. Now, if you want my secrets, just go to stockmarketgambler.com. If you like this information, heck, give me a like. Punch that like button. If you really like it, subscribe, and we'll talk more about stuff like this. Matter of fact, we're going to talk again tomorrow. I got some interesting stuff tomorrow. You're going to want to tune in. I'm going to save it for tomorrow, though. Today, I just put some puts on the home builders. We'll see what happens. This isn't financial advice. This is gambling advice. I'm a speculator in the stock market. This is just what I'm doing. You do what you want to do. This is just what I do. I'm Tall Mike. Get out there, do some trading. Have a great day, and we'll talk again tomorrow.